everybody, it's Katie Rose here from Wild Rose Beds, and today I'm talking to you about the Mifold. So if you haven't heard of the Mifold, it's a revolutionary booster seat for your children. It's just come out on the market and it's exclusively actually sold at Canadian Tire here in Canada. It's pretty awesome of a technology. So what it does is, in 50 years, they haven't had anything revolutionize the way booster seats work. So as you know, we carry around these huge booster seats, either high back or low back, until the child is of age, weight, and height requirements, which I think is like up till 9 years old. This has kind of changed the way a booster seat works, but in a really simple type of way. So what a regular booster seat that we have now and everybody uses does is it actually lifts the child up higher so that the seat belts fit a bit better on the neck and fit lower on the waist and don't go on the stomach of the child. Mifold, on the other hand, brings the seat belt lower. So it's the size of a wipes container that you throw in your baby bag. Can fit into a child's book bag if they are going to a friend's house, or it's really great for an overnight bag if you're sending him to Nan's or Nana's house. Super small, you unfold it, and this ends up being the seat. So these pop out, and these need to sit by either side of the child's thigh, but not touching the thigh. And this is where the seatbelt is then going to attach through. This, on the other hand, attaches to the shoulder belt, and it holds the shoulder belt at the shoulder length. So this needs to be adjusted to the child's shoulder length or shoulder height. Super easy to install. The child just sits into the seat and then they take the seat belt and they thread it through, similar to how you install a regular car seat. This, like I said, attaches to the shoulder belt and just brings the shoulder belt closer to their shoulder. Once you're done, all you have to do is unthread the seat belt, pinch these, slide these back in, and wrap this up and throw it in your bag. So compared to one of the large booster seats that you have now, it's definitely a huge change. I would still use my large booster seat for day-to-day things, but this is great for if you're a traveling parent and you want to go on a vacation, but you don't want to have to lug a booster seat on the airplane. This would be great for that. If you live in a city and you take a lot of taxis, this would also be great for those situations. If your child likes to go away to Nan or Nana's house, this is good for them so that they don't have to be picking up a large booster seat in and out of their car. And there are many other options. Definitely wouldn't use it as your main booster seat, but it is great for grab and go. Another great thing is if you carpool your kids to school, this really helps because it doesn't take up a lot of space in the back seat. So that person who's carpooling your kids can actually comfortably fit more booster seats into the back of their car. There are a few downsides, I would say, to this. It doesn't have a lot of grip to the bottom, so it definitely slides around. When my son tries to sit in it, I always have to make sure I'm holding down on the seat as he sits into it. Another thing that I've noticed that isn't the greatest is the fact that he finds it very hard to get in and out of it himself with the buckles. Now, if you have a child who likes to unbuckle his seatbelt while you're driving, that wouldn't be a huge problem. But when your child likes to be independent and get out of his car seat on his own, when he's still smaller, it is a bit of a struggle. One thing I want to stress about this is the safety of it. So it is just as safe as a regular booster seat. The reason for that is the fact that it utilizes the same laws that a regular booster seat does by instead of bringing the child up to the seatbelt height, it brings the seat belt down. So the safety of it is impeccable, and they really did their research when they created it. It definitely is something that you should invest in. It's a really great price. It's under $100. It's really good to have just for any of those last minute trips. And I definitely would say as a secondary booster seat, it's a buy for me.